Hey everyone, it's late at night. Really, I guess not that late, like what, 10 something. But my wife is having a sleep test, so I'm gonna be sitting around all night long in this parking lot. And I thought, wow, what a great time to what a great time to do a live thing. Since I haven't been able to go live, I'll go live out here in the parking lot with nothing else to do. I don't know if I can see everybody's live chat messages. It says I should be able to see. Yeah, so been a pretty busy guy lately. Been doing all kinds of work on the house where I gotta do the living room now, and man, we're packing up everything, trying to figure out where everything's gonna go. Oh yeah, she's fine. She's just doing a sleep study. Is that what they call it? Where they where where they wire them all up and then tell you to go to sleep with all these wires hanging off of you. I just came out of there just now, and she was doing all right. I mean, I didn't see. Oops. Oh man, I'm dropping everything. Oh, oh my goodness. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. So I just came out of there, and they had an extra bed, and they said, "Hey, you wanna sleep in here?" I'm like, "No, I think I'm gonna go outside and I'll sleep in the car. Maybe I'll go live on my YouTube and check everyone out and see how everybody's doing." I hope you guys could hear me all right. I'm trying to hold it steady too. Here, if I can get all settled down here. Right on, man. Good to see you, Arlo. How's it going, Hysterical X? What's happening, my brother, Bigfoot Sasquatch? I've been watching your videos, man. Pretty cool stuff there. I really like them. Man, they in this sleep study thing, the beds look really good. I think I could sleep in there. In fact, I would take one of those beds home. It looks better than my bed. And they have TVs, and it's cold. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I'm scheduled for a sleep study coming up, so I'll get my chance to get wired up and sleep in those beds. It's kind of hot out here, though. No, there's no air, no breeze. It's probably like 89 degrees right now. Like later on, I'll turn on Coast to Coast later on. But I wanted to come on. I've been getting a lot of people telling me that they're having sightings all over the place. I guess this is like the end of the summer, so a lot of people are camping and doing their last minute vacations, and people are seeing things. And I just got a text. I got a text today saying that Javier and those guys, they found some structures and they took pictures. They said they're going to send them to me. I didn't reply because it's so late right now. I don't know if he's even on or up. Maybe if he shows up in the chat, that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, I went in there and was talking with the girl that's wiring up my wife for the sleep study, and she was all into the Bigfoots. I guess my wife was telling her I had been outside, and then they called me back in there for a minute, and I went back in there, and she wanted to ask me all these questions about Bigfoot, and she told me her dad's way into it. Well, there's a lot of fires, but they're more I guess the big one by Yosemite is 100% contained, not stopped burning, but 100% contained. And there was some cops right over here. I was kind of keeping an eye on. They were watching me. They're probably wondering what I'm doing. It's kind of like dead out here, except for me. But yeah, I think the like where we are, where the fires are, where we are, I am pretty sure that these things are going into caverns, and they're staying underground. There's nothing. I don't think they're getting caught in the fires at all. Hi, Winter. The I mean, like, if you look at some of my pictures, like the picture that I have on my YouTube channel as my, I don't know what you call it, cover picture, you can see that it's all granite. All the mountains are granite. And there's caverns all over the place. In fact, the PG&E, at one point, I have a friend that works at the PG&E, and he had to go in and do something at this one turbine that they had, and he asked if I wanted to go with them, and I told him sure. And we went through a gate, and then we drove probably about a half a mile more, and we came to a rock, like a big boulder, or really like the side of the mountain. It was granite, and it had a roll-up garage door, and he hit a button, and the door rolled open, and we drove in. And then we drove another mile or more inside granite. And we came to an area where we parked, and then we went through another door, and we came into this big old cavernous room. And there was a turbine, a big old huge one. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the turbines on a dam, a hydro turbine. That's what it was, a hydro turbine. And it was noisy in there, and the ceiling was probably 90 feet up, and we drove a mile to get in there. So if there's that, just imagine what Bigfoot has. He probably has a mansion, under the mountains in the caves. And in fact, the Cherokee, they say that when they're blessed enough to go to where the Bigfoots live, they always go into a mountain, so they live inside the mountains. How's it going, Mike? What's up, my man? Love you, brother. Yeah, I'm positive that's where they are. I think the only time that the Bigfoot ever might be in danger is like a volcano. And maybe even that, well, no, I know for a fact that Mount St. Helens killed a bunch of them and wounded a whole bunch of them. And you could look that up on YouTube. There's all kinds of videos about the Bigfoots getting killed by the Mount St. Helens. What kind of is weird about that is one of the videos, the guy was driving a colonel or a doctor or something like that, a guy in a white coat and a Bigfoot, and they were driving all over the place, and the Bigfoot was guiding them to different places, and the Bigfoot would call out, and if there was a live Bigfoot, it would make a call back, and then they would go, and the doctor or whoever it was and the Bigfoot would go into the cave, and they would come out with a wounded Bigfoot. And some of them were wounded pretty bad, and they would take them back to this makeshift hospital just for Bigfoot, and they were taking care of the Bigfoots over there, and I found that quite interesting. Yeah, the girl in the sleep study thing, she says, hey, there's an extra bed, nobody showed up, they have 3 rooms, looks like the most plushest bedroom you ever saw. She says, you sure you don't want to sleep in there? And I'm like, no, I don't want to sleep in there. Only when I have to will I sleep in there. I rather stay out in my car. Aw, she's so sweet, man. I wonder why that doesn't stay up long. Let's see. She's so cute. We'll have to come check her out one day soon. She's back in school now, huh? Or is she just starting school, right? Because I think she's just barely able the age to go to school, maybe. I'm not sure though. Exactly. Yeah, and I thought I would chat with you guys a little while, and then later I'll just turn on Coast to Coast, and it's not the same without Art Bell, but at least I'll have some fun. Wow, 2nd grade? Ah, man. I thought she was a little bit younger, but smart for younger, real smart. She's real intelligent, real intelligent. I mean, like a really smart little kid and cute. Oh my god, dude! Like you got to buy a shotgun or something for sure. I'm saying that in a nice way too, but I could bet money that you're gonna need one. I'm almost positive you're gonna need like a shotgun later when she gets older, or a bodyguard or something. But I know you got that handled for sure. Not much, Kev. How are you doing, man? I'm I'm hanging out with my wife's doing a sleep study, so I'm hanging out in the parking lot. I'm gonna, I guess, till 5 a.m. is 4 or 5 a.m. They said is when they'll let her out. I hope she could go to sleep. I seen all the wires, man. They they have her wired. I told her that's one way to get wired, right? But I mean, they have wires all over her head and her face. They got things hanging out of her nose, straps around her chest for her breathing. It's really a trip. Here's somebody checking me out. I guess I'm going to get checked out quite a bit. I was on the other side of the building, and it's a 4-way or a 4-lane main boulevard, and it was just way too much traffic. I couldn't go live right there. Sounds good to me, man. I don't know where the coffee's at over here, but sounds good. Get some coffee. I'm at the atrium down just a little ways from about a block from St. Agnes. That's where I'm at. I thought about going home and getting a thermos and bringing the thermos back, filling it up with coffee, because I don't think she'll miss me at all. At least I don't think she will. There's a lot of people walking around here, though. Kind of creepy. You know, normally when I do these, I'm inside a house or something. I don't do them on the outside. And but only, yeah, kind of lots of creepers wandering around in the dark. You know, I've been doing a lot of research on. The last time I went live, I talked about the Xanu, and it's the Janu. I think they call it the Janu. And I still don't know what to think about the Janu. The story is, I mean, I believe them. I believe there's, how could you not believe after all the things that I've seen and people that I've talked to, it would be ridiculous for me to say there's no Xanu. Only there's some things about him that, like, one of the people I was talking to said that they say they believe in Jesus. Hi, Pam. Well, even demons believe in Jesus. The devil even knows there's a Jesus, but that doesn't mean that they're good. And even, all angels know there's a Jesus, but it makes you wonder that it just makes you wonder, like, I don't know about, I think I'm going to have to go to Oregon or Washington and check these Xanu out and see for myself what is up with them. I know they picked Dr. Johnson to be, I guess, the main spokesman, or that's the part that kind of gets me, is they have the circle of 12, and that's almost like the apostles, right? Didn't Jesus have 12? And now they have the circle of 12, but they made it 13 and they added Dr. Johnson. And the leader only talks to Dr. Johnson. It just seems, I don't know. And I know Dr. Johnson says he's saved and he's a believer and all that, but if they're stroking your ego by saying that you're the guy that they're going to talk to, that he doesn't talk to any other human except for Dr. Johnson, that kind of trips me out. And then I was sitting here right before I signed on, and there's trees, okay? There's trees. I'm looking at 3 pine trees right in front of me. Somebody just pulled in right now. It looks like they're going to an underground garage. See, that's the other thing. And that's the other thing, Pam. When the portal opened and there's those 2 little demons, they immediately took it as demons. I mean, there wasn't any doubt at all. They immediately went to the demon card. Immediately. Hey, Adolf, what's up, man? Oh, she'll be fine. Hopefully, I don't even know if she even has sleep apnea. I do for sure, but her, I don't think she does. Yeah, I read their story, and they were even in the name of Jesus. They were screaming at them things in the name of Jesus. The only thing is, like, how much do they believe? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have Jesus in you, you can say Jesus all you want, and it isn't going to help you. You have to know him yourself and have him. You have to be saved and have the Holy Spirit in you. Otherwise, they'll run you over like a Mack truck. What's up, James? How are you, bro? That's right. And they'll see that in you, and then they'll run away. But if you don't have that, they're not afraid of you. I haven't done any in a week. I've been pretty busy. You should see my studio, though, man. I got it pretty good. I've been packing. We want to do our living room. We're going to remodel the whole house. So we did the bedroom. Now we've done the studio, and now I have to do the living room, the hallway. So there's a lot of big furniture and all kinds of stuff in the living room. But I've been in the studio, and I was hanging stuff up in the studio and keep hanging stuff, and the wife's like, that's too much. And I told her, well, this is my place, you know, I'm gonna hang up as much as I want. And she says, okay, this is your place, the bedroom's all mine. So I told her, fine, you get the bedroom. I won't say nothing about it, about the bedroom, or what you hang, or what color the curtains. I won't say anything, you know. You know what, I was reading about the Darrows too. It's a natural thing when you start researching the portals and things like that. The Darrows come up, and thanks to Brenton Sawn, he really opened the door. I never even heard of those things, and I watched about 3 videos and read some stories on those. I don't think I ever want to meet one of those, you know, really weird butt face looking things, you know. And you know they're not good. I mean, just from what the people say, they're not good. Just they're flat, like trippy, man. So I don't really want to run into any Darrows, even though I'm not afraid. I have Jesus, and I can make demons run from me. An interesting thing, like just for instance, like to one day there was an argument at my house between some people, and these people had been arguing off and on, and I had gotten so sick of the arguments. Jeez, little demons, huh? Well, I got sick of the arguing, and I was sitting outside, and so I I said a prayer. Only actually I didn't. It wasn't really a prayer. It was a command. I commanded all evil, rage, anger, jealousy, anything evil can't be in my house. It has to leave now in Jesus' name. From property line to property line, it can't come on my property. Within 30 seconds, the front door flew open, and one of the people ran out to the street and was pacing back and forth up and down the curb, off of the property but right on the property line, and was yelling, come out here and fight like a man, come on out here and fight. I did that twice, and to the same people, and the same person each time ran out of my house after I said that and went off of my property. The only reason they came back the first time is because my wife invited them back. But the second time they haven't been back, and they can't, when they come ever drop by our house, they stay, they don't come on the property at all. They get out of their car, but they don't come on my property at all anymore. And since then, I've used it several times, and it works every time. Man, dude, that is a trip. Holy crap. That would be kind of scary. Were they hairy little hairy things, or were they the Darrow? That's scary, man. I mean, I'm not saying I won't be scared inside of me, but I'm not going to back down either. I believe that we have control over these things, and they know it, if you really give your heart to the Lord and invite him into your life and into you. You have control, and even it doesn't matter if you're scared or not, they can't touch you. Then you don't have to run or anything. They'll run from you. They'll run from you. But that's pretty scary, man. Wow. It tore up the bedroom and everything, huh? Man, I wish the chat thing would stay up longer. I would love to see that. Holy cow, man. No, I'm just sitting in my car, BZ. Just sitting in my car. My wife's having a sleep study, so while she's in there in the nice, comfy, air-conditioned bedroom, all wired up, I'm out here just enjoying the outside, even though it feels like about 85, 90, something like that right now still. It's gonna cool off though, hopefully. Yeah, totally wide awake. They offered me a room. They had an extra bed, and I told them, nah, that's okay. You know, it feel kind of weird, you know, sleeping in there. Even though they did have TV and all that, I could have did something in there. Jeez, man, that is a trip. Wow. Wow, you guys, man. Hey, man, that's a trip, hysterical. Really, it is. Actually, the girl that was in there, the lady or the nurse or whatever, you know, sleep specialist, I guess, she was really interested in Bigfoot. She wanted to talk about it for a while, but I wanted to head back outside. You know, and I'll be out here, and I told them, you know, I was probably gonna go live on my YouTube thing with my phone, and I kind of backed up where there's these two lights on a pole lighting me up, and this is about the best light I could get without going outside of the car. But not a good neighborhood to go walking around outside of the car, I'll tell you that much right now. Yeah, it's not a good place. There, even though there is a hospital just half a block away, though, I could probably uh, escape, you know, and get away if I have to. Plus, I'm not going to get out of the car. I can start it up and get out of here if something comes along. And I have a cane right next to me that I'm deadly with, you know, just in case. What? No, I'm over by St. Agnes Hospital. But still, St. Agnes Hospital, it has a 24-hour ER, and you know, ERs don't ERs don't have like the best crowd usually, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I was gonna invent a cane with a taser on it. And I thought about that, where maybe a cane with CS gas and a taser. Hi Rachel, how are ya? You know, and that way, if they run, you know, they take a beating and they run, I could still tase them. I could shoot them with a taser 50 feet away. But I have noticed like 3 or 4 cops go by, and when they get right by me, they slow way down. You know, makes me feel a little better, but I don't want them to come messing with me too much. And I know they have security. She told me that they do, but she gave me a card with her cell number on it. So if the security comes around, I just show the card, and she said I'll be all right. I have a cane with a sword in it, but it's not. You can't really like carry that around in California. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. I haven't been very regular recently, though. You guys will be surprised when I do get on and you see what I've done to the wall. You'll trip out. I got quite a bit of stuff hanging up there. Now, you know, there was some things before, but I have a lot more. My wife says it's too much, but I don't think so. Yes, prune juice. I could have a cane with some drinks in it. That sounds good. Yeah, man. I've been working on it. I've been working. Actually, we have to finish remodeling the house, so my wife's keeping me pretty darn busy, cleaning out bookcases and packing up stuff, and then we have to figure out where we're gonna put it. Because if we had a garage, it would be a lot easier, but we don't. So we have to, like, all this stuff, when we remodeled everything, we put it in our living room. And a lot of it we didn't put back in the bedrooms. We're going to yard sale it or get rid of it. So there's a lot of stuff that is in there. And then the grandkids have gone through it and kind of unpacked some of it. My wife's unpacked some of it. My mom came in with a bunch of books today. She went to a book fair, so a ton of books. It could be. I know the Bible says that Damascus is going to be blown off the map, and that's, what is it? The oldest city in the world, isn't it? The oldest ha- inhabited city in the world is Damascus. Never ever been blown up, but it's supposed to be blown up. Dude, that's cool. Are you gonna put that in your studio? Oh my god. I love Robbie the Robot. Yes, sir. You are completely right, Bolt Gun. Prophecy is in the making. Here comes a jet flying over me. Yeah. I'm thinking the same thing, hysterical. When you read the book of, it's, I think it's Enoch, either Jasher or Enoch, and it talks about the hairy one, the hairy guy. I think it comes from that. Right. People banished to the wilderness, and that's where they are. Only they're coming down now. They're starting to come out of the wilderness, and they're coming into the cities around the edges of any water course, any creeks, lakes, all that stuff. They're coming down. They're just outside of everybody's town. I was thinking like Friday night. I want to do Friday or Saturday night. If I was to do a regular night, it'd be Friday night or Saturday night. And usually a little bit later. That way everybody's off work, and I would catch them there. Like in the middle of the night, sometimes my shows go long. I'll stay on 3 hours, and I feel sorry for the people on the East Coast. Yeah, I think Friday too. Once a week, is would be like, I would say I'm gonna do Friday or Saturday night, say, and then I'll do surprise podcasts in the middle of the week. If I get a chance, I'll jump on and do these surprise ones in the middle of the week. But I'll try to do it before bedtime, and it'll be after dinner and before bedtime kind of thing. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And only until I finish the house all the way completely, my wife's not going to let me do anything regular. And the reason, I mean, normally I have time to actually get on and do a show, but by the time she gets done with me, I'm done. I'm absolutely wiped out, and I'm laying on the bed, and I'm absolutely wiped out. So I'm sorry that I don't get on, but I can't. I'll be sitting there falling asleep, can't think straight. I mean, the heat and constant activity wears me out pretty fast. Sorry to say. I wish it didn't, but when you say you're disabled, there's these things. You can't say you're disabled if that stuff doesn't happen to you, even though I wish it didn't. Those went so fast I didn't see those. I think I saw Sam. How's it going, Sam? I was trying to read the things. They go on really quick. Yeah, Sam. Oh man, the heat really does me in. It really does. Keeps me out. I'm not looking forward to winter though. Winter really messes with me. Fans, like air conditioning, anything blowing on my leg hurts so bad. So I can handle it, but only it hurts. No, but cold, oh man, cold goes. Once it gets really cold, my leg doesn't warm up for the whole winter. I stay pretty cold all winter, freezing cold, and it hurts deep down in the leg. I lost my signal for a second. I saw your text, only I lost my phone. I set it down, and I set it down on top of a tub that we were packing stuff in, and I buried it. And I would have never found it except today. I was unpacking that tub because there was something else I was looking for, and I came across my phone. I'm like, yay, my phone again. I'm so bad. I'm so bad with phones. I'm so bad. So sorry. You know, and then she's wiped me out so bad I haven't really even sat at the computer even. Oh man, I don't even have a wedding ring to lose. How's it going, Cy? How are you? Way over there, man. Good morning. Lost it again. I keep losing my signal right here. My wife has hearing aids, so the little noises the phone makes, the rings and the alerts and stuff like that, or notifications, it drives her crazy. She can't hear her talking, but she can hear little chimes and rings really, really good. How's it going, Jerry? Right on, man. Good night, Bolt Gun. Hey, I want to get a hold of you about the drones. Yeah, see, mine's on silent too, so if I lose it, I can't call it, and find it. How's it going, Knight Rider? Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to get a hold of you and talk. I just said the word. Jeez, man, I'm so bad. Drones, and reloading. I just want to talk reloading just to talk reloading. In fact, BZ, I saw that article you put up about they're going to tax, or you got to do a background check for bullets to get bullets, right? Not loaded bullets, just the bullet itself, right? As a component to ammo. You have to get they're going to make background checks for that in California. So like buy billions and billions of rounds of bullets. My wife does that to me all the time. What, man, that's not fair. That's not cool. Man, Trump better be hurrying up. I don't have a gun. I need buy a gun first. If I knew what gun I was gonna buy, I think I'm gonna buy a shotgun, but only in California, man. California are communist. They're terrible. They have no idea. What makes me mad about the whole thing, the Second Amendment is really to stop these assholes from doing this shit. That they don't want us to have guns because they really want to. They want to screw our life up. And the Second Amendment was for us to fight off a bad government. That's why there's a Second Amendment, not for really self-defense against burglars and other countries. It's for our own freaking government. If they ever go rogue, which they are, that that's what this was for. And geez, man. NCIC, huh? Jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna get the shotgun because my wife, she's not a really good shot, and I'm afraid she'll kill other people in the other room if I buy her a pistol. So shotgun it is, and I told her all you have to do is point and shoot. Well, all you need is like double-aught buck or something like that. It might go through the other room, but it's not going to kill the person. Once it goes through a wall, it's going to lose enough velocity to, and most of it's going to get stuck in the 2x4s and stuff like that. I mean, it won't kill somebody over there, hopefully. Not like a 357 or something like that. You know. Too big on the house on the double-aught? You're probably right. You're probably right about the double-aught buck. I just want to make sure that they don't run away. Yeah, you could get I probably could get away with some shot. I don't know, like number 4 or something like that. That's exactly right. She can shoot it from the hip and still hit the target. And so can I. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like number 4, that's probably big enough, huh? Yeah, anybody with a shotgun, scary. You know, they say all you have to do is hear it go, you know, and most people start running, but I haven't ever had that happen. Most of the time they stand there going, what was that? What was that? You know, and then the next sound they hear is their ears ringing right before everything hits them. I agree, BZ. I could do it like my grandpa taught me. He taught me bird shot in the first one. You know, his shotguns only hold 3 rounds because they were hunting shotguns. But you put bird shot in the first one, and then the second one was like number 4 or double-aught buck, and then the next one was a slug. So if you made a mistake the first time, you weren't gonna do a lot of damage, but the next 2 you were gonna do some damage. And that was his motto, was keep it like kind of non-lethal on the first one, wound them type thing, and then after that it was like tear their ass up. Yep. Yeah, and I was always taught, well, I used to teach when I was doing the range and teaching people about handgun safety and stuff like that. You can't shoot somebody outside of your house. They have to be in your house. So you shoot them and then drag them inside the house, and then you could get away with it. You know? And you don't say you drug them in, they crawled in trying to get to you still. And shoot them a couple more times once they're inside your house. You know, shoot them 2 more times. Even if they're already dead, shoot them a couple more times, you know. That way you could say they drug themselves in the house, and then you let them have it. It's been a long time though for me, BZ. I think the last class I taught was probably 1989. So a lot of things have happened since then. And my dad retired from the sheriff's in 1984 or something like that. So I mean, it's been a long time since I've done anything like that in law enforcement. I remember like how I even got in. I didn't even, there was no such thing as a what do they call it? Oh man, see, because I never went through it, so I don't know. There was no classes. You went and you signed on as a reserve, non-paid reserve, and you worked people's sick days. You filled in wherever you could as a reserve, and if you were doing well, then there was the paid reserve, and that was the next step up. You became a paid reserve deputy, and then if the sergeant and the captain liked you, later on they could swear you in as a full-fledged deputy, and you didn't have to have post academy. That's the word, post academy. You didn't have to have all that stuff back then. In fact, I have licenses that are lifetime licenses for the PR24, the CS and CN gas, and some other ones that they were at the time you could have it for life. Well, now I think it's like every 2 years or something like that. You have to requalify now for those things. So I would probably have to retest on all that if I ever wanted to carry around a PR24 or anything like that. You know, it's been a long time though. Yeah, they can mess with you, huh? Like, the only thing, man, they better be, if they're gonna try to break in my house, they better be ready to be, you know, have some air conditioning put in. They're gonna get some air conditioning, because I'm gonna fill them full of holes. Uh-huh. For sure. Sounds like somebody's mowing their lawn. Who knows? I guess, what a good time, right? It's only like 85 or 87 degrees. It would be a great time to mow the lawn right now. Whoa, almost lost my phone. I didn't know I could do that. Is that more, did I focus it? Huh, what a trip. Cool. Yeah, oh, you know what I found out? I don't know if this is happening to you, BZ, or any of you guys. The last few shows that I did this last week, they didn't get alerted. Even though they have the little bell pressed, and they get told that I'm going live, their YouTube's not sending out the notification. So some people aren't getting the notifications that I'm live, and I don't know if it's because every once in a while we talk about, you know, uh, like what we're talking about right now and stuff like that. So I'm I'm being shadow banned or something like that. Yeah, I I've been told by about 5 people that nobody's getting the alerts, and so I don't know. I don't know if there's a fix for that, or I don't know. All I know is they're trying to slow me down. All that does is make me want to get over 10,000 subscribers now. Yeah, well, I keep on losing subscribers too, and some of them I know, the people I know, and I asked them, "Hey, why did you unsubscribe me?" And they said they didn't. And so YouTube is also unsubscribing people that wouldn't have unsubscribed. So I don't know what's going up with these guys. Yeah, they're. I think that Alex Jones is you know, he lost his channel and all that stuff. I think that's a ruse, though. I think uh, I think he works for them, and because he's always got this weird disinformation bullcrap, like he's like an insider or something like that. And when I check his stuff, he's not an insider. Some of his stuff is bullshit, and I think that I think to make him seem like that he isn't full of bullshit, they cut him off like that to give him credibility. So, you know, yeah, YouTube, they're being bad, man. They're being bad. YouTube's being bad. I wish I had enough money to start some kind of a thing where, and it, to me, it's not about getting paid either. I mean, it's nice to it helps like to offset the cost of the internet and the phone bill and the things that you use, equipment and batteries and stuff like that. But only to me, it's more about having friends and getting the information out there. Like, I'll live, you know what I mean? I'll live, but only there is costs of doing this. And so I mean when YouTube cut the money, like right now they're holding all my money hostage because of I have I made a I had a YouTube channel way back a long time ago when they first started it, and that was my administrator and account. And then I made I made this one, and I made this account an administrator so that I could do everything that the other one could do. They said I couldn't have two uh, AdSense accounts. So I just added this one to my AdSense account and I made it an administrator. So now they made some changes in their agreement, their TOS. So I have to click OK, I agree to it, and they want me to do it with my old Gmail account that I started way back when. And I don't know the password, but I have the one I'm using right now. I have it as the one that they can contact to give me the code in case I lost my password, right? So I do that, and then they give me a code, and then I go and put it in the little place where it says to put the code, change the password on the other one where I lost the password. And then it says, and then it asks me a bunch of questions about where I was born and this and that. And I answer all the questions that I know they're right. I know it's the right answer. But they're still saying they can't tell if it's me or not. And you can't call them. You can't email them. You can't call them. You can't get a hold of them. So they're making it impossible, and I wonder how many people are locked out of their stuff because of that, because you can't call them. There's no customer service at all on YouTube, on Google at all. No Google customer service. So and they're saying that I should have, what the problem is I had an old cell number attached, or an old home phone number attached to the other email, and I never updated it. So they want that second thing that I don't have anymore, and they're saying that it's not me unless I have that. Even though all the rest of the information is correct, they're still not letting me in it. So they're holding all my money hostage now until I can turn on that other account, which I can't do because they won't recognize me as being me, as the person that created that Gmail account, and I don't know what to do about that. It's all around $90 something. It's almost like they don't pay until you reach 100, and I'm almost at that right now. And they're still, now YouTube's still racking up the money, right? As with the views and people doing the super chat thing. But once it goes over 100, I'm not going to get nothing from these idiots. And I don't, there's nobody I can call and talk to. When I looked it up online, that's how I learned all this stuff, because there's a lot of people that are in the same boat as me. A lot of people. And they want that 2 forms of verification. So anybody with a YouTube channel and an AdSense, if you're using a secondary email, you better go back to the original one that's on the main AdSense, especially the AdSense, and make sure that all your information is up to date. Your phone numbers, everything. Make sure everything's up to date in it. Because if it is not, you're not going to get in it, and they're going to keep your money. Just a little heads up. Just a little heads up there. Because so far, that's how they're doing me. Right, exactly. Well, they do. They make millions and billions, man. When you look, it's like oil companies, and you look and see how much money they made. That like a quarter is in the billions. Last quarter we made $48 billion. You know, like they wouldn't even be making money if it wasn't for people making content for them. And I understand they really didn't have to start sharing it in the first place, but they did, and they set a precedence. They set a precedence by letting everybody sign up for AdSense and paying people. So now that they set that precedence, they have to keep doing it, or they can do what they're doing to me, you know, which really bites. Woohoo! Hey, Cold Warrior, what's up? Yeah, I know, huh? What's his name? What's that one YouTuber? Oh, PewDiePie. I ain't no PewDiePie. That's for dang sure. You know, I don't get up there. Hey, bro. Yeah. See ya, bro. Uh-huh. No internet for you for the last 45 minutes? Gee, what's up? Man, it's a shame, man. It's really a shame. I wish I had enough money to build a big server building because I would put everybody's videos up, and I wouldn't have all this crap. I would make sure people couldn't sue me, because there's people that will. People are freaking sue happy. But I mean, there's ways of doing that, and you can still, as long as you're paying, like, with an agreement, if they all agree to everything and everybody goes by the agreement, that's not really that difficult. The hard part is getting all the servers to be able to hold all the data. Can you imagine the data? Every video has the highest amount of data of anything that you can create data with. And nowadays with high def and all that, it's completely huge, man, real huge. Yeah, exactly. They don't want us talking. They don't want us talking. They don't. Wow, you know what? My car broke. Yeah, I'm sitting in my car. You guys don't believe this. It's really weird. Like, let me open my door. Can you hear that? Can you see the dome light? Let's see. Yeah, so a relay went out in my car. When the seatbelt light flashes, that little thing goes toot, 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 toot. All the courtesy lights on the inside are flashing, and it turned out to be a relay, and it was $300 for the relay from Toyota. And I was thinking, oh man, I don't have $300. And I found out that it's on the back side of the fuse box. And according to Toyota, it's a 4-hour job to do it. So let's see, what's today? Sunday, Thursday. I went out. I mean, I don't know what, I didn't think of it until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But Thursday, I thought, I wonder if they have, I mean, this van is 18 years old. I wonder if Rock Auto, they're $98 for the relay. $98. And it's used, a used one for $98. No, actually, Rock Auto didn't have one. Rock Auto didn't have one. It was eBay, $98 used. So I went to the pick and pull here in my town, and they said they had one Sienna 2000. And I thought, huh. So I went out there. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It was 105. And they have thousands of cars out there, and they only have one Sienna out there. And I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to find it? And I forgot my nitroglycerins, the things in case I have a heart attack. But I did have my phone. And I got out there, and God was with me. I walked straight to the Sienna. Straight to it. Even though the dash was all pulled apart, the actual fuse box was still in the car, and it took me 2 hours to, the dash was all apart and I could see the fuse box, but it took me 2 hours to take that part off of the back of the fuse box without breaking it, even though I broke the heck out of that fuse box trying to get it off. So I have one. $12. And while I was out there, it was 100. It got up to 107. That's what my phone was saying. But I know where I was at, it was at least 115. Inside that car, no breeze, it was freaking hot, and I was sweating. And I thought, well, if I have a heart attack, I'll just call 911 and say I'm in the middle of these cars. Hopefully you find me before I die. But I got it. I got out of there. $12. Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, it's going to be 99. It's going to be under 100 degrees. First time in a few weeks. So that's the day I'm going to get up at 5 in the morning, and I'm going to start pulling my dash apart, and I'm going to change that relay. So long as without it working, the door locks don't work, the windows don't go up and down, the lights all flash like you saw, but at least it starts and drives and stuff like that. So, but I do have the part, $12. I am so happy, and I'm going to do it myself. They were saying that the dealer was saying $311 for the part, brand new though, and 4 hours labor, putting it at around $1,100 and something for them to fix it. And I'm thinking I'm going to get away with probably 2 days. It's probably going to take me to fix it, and $12. So I'm real happy. Yeah, I am going to have a fan. You know it. You know it. But I'll be happy when I get it done. Luckily, I know how to. Before I got hurt and disabled, I worked on cars myself all the time, and I'm not afraid to do it. BZ. Oh, that's a good one, man. Oh, jeez. You want to buy a straw? I have the flexible kind. I have plastic ones. Oh my God, that's too funny, man. Oh gee. See, and I even have some bags. You know, I'll let you have them cheap, 5 cents. They're 10 cents at the store. Oh man, that's funny. Wow, you know what else? I upped my house internet by 1 megabyte. There's it 1 megabyte per second. I got a reduced rate on the phone, a bundled deal with Dish with the basic package, and I'm paying $5 less a month. And I'm sitting there thinking, after I did the deal, at first I've been telling them no for like 3 years. I went for the deal, and I got the bill, and it was actually $7 less a month, and I'm getting way more stuff for a whole year. And I'm thinking, how does AT&T make money on that? You know, like they signed me up for less. What are they expecting me at the end of the year to keep it going or something like that at full rate? They got another thing coming, you know. I'm probably going to switch to Comcast because I hate their upload speed. Highest I could get, 6 megabytes, you know. That's not that good. Yeah, volume. Yep. Well, I haven't had TV in my house in 5 years, easy. We usually stream to the Rokus, and actually that's probably right, Bolt Gun. Probably right. You know, it's probably why I have hemorrhoids today. And there we go. I just said enough to get YouTube mad at me and not alert people right there just by saying that one thing. Did you know Bigfoot have hemorrhoids? Every time somebody pulls a gun and aims it at them and they run off, that hemorrhoid pops. You know, that's actually why there's white ones. Those guys are old and they've had a few guns pulled on them. There goes a copper. Coppers are watching me. Oh man, it would make the gastro doctor happy. Well, so far they're flesh and blood, but they have done some stuff that around me that makes me think there's something up, besides them being flesh and blood. Like, the one day when we tracked one for about 2 miles, and we tracked it up onto the top of this ridge, and it wasn't a very big one. It was actually, like, shoe size wise, it was a size 11 shoe size. It was not a big guy or big girl, or I never saw it, so I don't know. But it was going into the wilderness, and it was barefoot, and when it got to the top of this ridge, and it was all decomposed granite, like coarse sand, and you could see the toes, you could see the footprint perfect. When it got to the middle of the ridge where there was nothing for it to hide behind, no boulders, no trees, no anything, the track ended right there. And I have no idea how it did that. Either a helicopter picked it up, or it flew away, or it disappeared right there, or a UFO got it. I mean, I have no idea. All I know is that it disappeared. It stopped, the track stopped. There wasn't anything for at least 150 yards in either direction for it to hide or jump on or anything, and I can't explain that. I have no idea what happened. It freaked me out. It freaked me out really bad, because then I was looking all over the place, like, where did it go? Like, where did it go? Like, that freaked me out. That was the first time that I started thinking there might be something to them more than flesh and blood. Even though I believe that if they're in our realm all the way, they could be killed. I believe that. The stakeout zone. Hey, Ghost Wolf, what's up? Yeah, I'm staking out what do they call it? The atrium tonight. Yeah, dude. That's the most creepiest thing. Like, when you think you know, and then all of a sudden, you don't know. You don't know where it is. You don't know how it did that. And you don't know if it's close to you or behind you, or if it could do that, it could be right next to you, right? I mean, come on. Think about that for a minute. You know. When Christ returns, we'll get to know everything about what these things are. And we'll get to know about the Janu and the other ones too. There's 3 of them. The Janu talk about 2 other kinds that aren't good. And supposedly the Janu don't eat deer. They might eat small birds. That's another thing I don't get about the Janu, okay? So they don't eat deer. At first they said they don't eat meat. And they said they live inside of the tree, and they get all of their nutrients from the sun and from the tree. Whatever the tree's nutrients are, they get, right? And then all of us, then they say, no, well, they might eat small birds and small game. So what's the difference between a small bird and game? I mean, why should I not be afraid of them? Why should that make me think any different? You know, if they killed a pheasant and they're not going to eat a deer, though. Like, okay, like, and then they said, well, if you do see one carrying a deer, it's probably going to feed its pet. Now, and I always knew, at least from the 90s, I figured out that they run together with bears and mountain lions, and that's their pets. And I would not be a bit surprised if ravens, like blackbirds, ravens, and bluebirds, blue jays, aren't their pets. Because when we get into an area that has Sasquatch, those things they start alerting somebody, and they'll follow us and screech and squawk all through the Bigfoot area. And owls do the same thing at night. So I'm sure they have some kind of connection with owls, bear, mountain lion, bluebird, blue jays, and ravens. I know that for a fact, and I've known about that for a long, long time. In the 90s, there's several different occasions I was tracking, I guess you would say, a clan of Bigfoot, and I would find mountain lion tracks right with them. And at first, I thought the mountain lion tracks were following them, stalking the Bigfoot. But then it became obvious when they were stepping in each other's tracks, like the mountain lion would step in the Bigfoot track, and then I would go a quarter mile, and then the Bigfoot stepped in the mountain lion track. It was like, now wait a minute, they're together then, right? That means they're together. Because now if the Bigfoot, if the mountain lion steps in the Bigfoot track, that means it's following the Bigfoot. But when the Bigfoot steps into the mountain lion track, it's like, okay, so they're really close together now, right? Or the mountain lion get ahead of the Bigfoot, and you know what I'm saying? Like, so I started figuring that out in the 90s about, and then, like, I found bear tracks with them, not just mountain lion tracks. I found bear tracks the same way, where the bear track would step in the Bigfoot track, and then the Bigfoot would step on the bear track, and vice versa as I'm following them. And then it made me think, you're laying in your tent and you're like, if say a hunter shoots a lion, or the mama lion dies and they pick up a cub of a bear or a mountain lion, they're probably the only thing on the planet that could manhandle something like that. We can't. When they get full grown, we're toast if they decide they're gonna turn on us. Like when you're down there scruffing up their neck or something, they decide they're hungry. But I bet a Bigfoot could kill them even when they're full grown. So, man. Let's see here. Looks like my chat is quit working. There we go. It's still not working. There we go. Yeah, well, tent camping's that's like sleeping in a sack lunch, really. I actually think, I don't know where you're at, hysterical, but if you're in California and anywhere near me, I think and if you go to the same place all the time, no matter where you are, really, I think they've been watching you for a long time. I think that the ones where I go regularly, I think they watched me grow up. Ohio, for sure they are in Ohio, for sure. I mean, I was watching Jerry Klein. Is that his name? Do I have his name right? I love that dude. I mean, I like how he tells his stories and stuff like that. And but he talks, when he starts talking about the land between the lakes or something like that. Oh man. And I think those were dog men. But he talks about some of the Bigfoots are actually pretty mean over there in Ohio. Right. All across, everywhere. They're everywhere. I was just talking to the guy that actually put in the Dish network, or whatever you call it, Direct TV, at my house, and he was Asian, and I have it right now. I have a desk in my living room, and on it I have a casting of Patty, of the Patterson Gimlin. Wow, that's trippy. Yeah, well, I had the guy that was installing the TV in my house Friday. He saw the casting of the Patty casting I have, and he stopped and he was just staring at it for like 4 minutes, and then he goes, "That's not real, right?" I told him, "No, it's real." He says, "No, no." He goes, "That's not real, right?" And I told him, "No, no, it's real. It is real. Pick it up. Look at it." And he picks it up, and and then we walk into the room where he was. I let him carry it, and we get in the other room where he's installing the TV, and I'm telling him about the track and where it came from, and he puts it on the floor, and then he puts his foot next to it and takes a picture of it, and then he hands it to me, and I go put it back on the desk in the living room. And when I come back, he asks me a bunch of questions about Bigfoot, and then he told me he was getting ready to go deer hunting. Deer season's coming up, and his whole family hunts. Most of the Asians do hunt, and he asked me a few more questions, and then he told me, where do I think that these things live all over the world? And I told him I do believe that, and I started telling him about uh, some of the ones where he comes from, and I told him some of them are small, and some of them are as big as a man, he says, "Have you heard about the ones that are bigger than a man, like big, really big, like 12 or 15 feet tall, 20 feet tall, in the jungles of Vietnam?" I told him I hadn't heard of those, and then he started telling me about the big, big ones. And he started telling me about what they see when they're hunting around here. And oh man. What? A Bigfoot did, or what the heck? What? Dude, why would anybody do that? The Kandahar, according to Shuff, he said he tells everybody it's 15 feet, but he said it was more like 18 feet. The Kandahar giant. And see, now I've heard of 24 footers up here a few times, 24 feet and up. In fact, in Alaska, up in Alaska, or really like outside of Alaska in Canada, the Inuits, I have some friends that seen one over there, and they drew me pictures. They said there's 30, 40 foot tall ones over there, and they're scary. They won't go out at night because of it. Dang, my phone's gonna die, you guys. I'm gonna have to call it. It's giving me the message. Right. Well, think of it like this, BZ. The ceiling inside your house is the belly button. Okay? Think of it like that. The ceiling in your house is the belly button. where the belly button is on the one I saw. And then just imagine from your ceiling on up is the rest of the half of it. So your ceiling is the belly button. Yeah, I know, huh? It says I only have 2% left, so it's probably going to shut me off if I keep on talking. But I love you guys. I am praying for all of you always. Pray for me, especially pray that I get my car fixed without any real bad troubles. Um, you guys have a good week. I'll try and get on in the middle of the week. If my wife doesn't like wear me out working in the house really uh, and use up all my energy, I'll try and get on. But if she does, I'm not going to be on. I'll be on sometime Friday night probably. And I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for all the thumbs up and everything. You guys rock. I love you guys. You are the best. The best. That's all I can say. The best. And you all have a really good evening. It just gave me another message, so I'm not gonna like press my luck. I'm gonna put on the charger. And we'll see y'all.